And then there's one important thing that we'll need to understand as well, and it's the importance of the signal you're getting from different kind of levels of searches. Uh, I am passionate about making sure my brand appears with every single brand that reflects my product and my category. Today, it's a given to appear from a branded perspective. With some marketers, they're still only focusing on branded keywords, whereas you have a blue ocean with category, long tail keywords, product keywords, and that's where the real battle is. And I think that's why you need to start bringing all your attention as well.
Fall, the podcast where we discuss how to do marketing the right way. I'm your host, Eric Rutherford, and I am thrilled today because I have with me Max Gomez Montejo. He is a dynamic chief marketing officer at NextNet Media. His innovative, data-driven approach, man, they just transform brands, including the Hoth, which is a leading search engine marketing company and authority builders. He is deep into SEO, PPC, and content creation. Max, welcome to the show.
Eric, how you doing? Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, I'm so glad to be able to chat. So let me just ask, what is one thing about successful SEO that most marketers don't realize is needed?
I would say patience is that thing that's something some marketers they don't realize is needed. We're expecting to hit immediate results in the first month or two, and this is like a marathon. So sometimes we think it's just like a 100-meter sprint where it has to be thought as a marathon, and it's just getting the long-hanging fruits there, understanding your audience, your context, everything you pretty much want to achieve, but just frame it in a way that you can accomplish a little bit, tiny bit every month, and you shouldn't stop working. So I think that's the most important one, just to be patient in this world.
Yeah, and that makes sense. And patience is always something in short supply, I think, for marketers and just in business in general, especially depending on the business, because they're trying to maybe get leads, they're trying to get things, sales quickly. When you say patience, how much patience do they need? Is this like a 6-month patience, a 2-year patience? What's that look like?
I would say it depends on the different signals you can get from your branded terms, from your non-branded keywords. It's just, we need to keep a balance between what you are accomplishing with your branded keywords, what you're accomplishing with the long tail keywords. But at the end of the day, I will say you can play this on a quarterly basis. When it comes to organic efforts, it's just the progress you're doing every 3 months, understanding different buckets, the different keywords your users are actually searching your brand for. Second, understanding that are coming to your website. And third, making sure you're capturing that data and that traffic into something extra from your brand. I think it's a combination of everything. One of the biggest mistakes I've seen marketers nowadays making is they try to isolate different channels, whereas it has to be like omnichannel action. So it just, everything makes sense when you put all the right tactics together and you're going to see progress fast. But when you're trying to wait for the magic bullet, well, I think that's something you need to consider as well.
That's an excellent point. I had not thought about that. You mentioned that idea that they're focusing too much on one channel. Would you elaborate on that and kind of describe what happens when they do that?
Yeah, sometimes like you need to understand that there are correlations between different channels. For example, I've seen positive actions when it comes to video actions on YouTube with a paid perspective, plus branded keywords going high on Google. And actually, long tail keywords going high as well, because there's a trigger that's triggering the user to understand and search for the brand. So I think from a marketing perspective, we need to understand what are those triggers that you need to activate out there to make your users search for your brand and search for the category. But also you need to understand what are those keywords that your brand is not appearing today that you need to conquer. So at the end of the day, it's just an omni-channel game. I believe, and I'm a strong believer here, that we need to play always an omni-channel approach, but each channel is different. One of the mistakes I've seen as well is everyone is using the same tactics on each channel. We need to understand that some channels will open the funnel, that organic will help us to find everyone from an upper, middle, lower funnel perspective. And at the end of the day, just provide different alternatives to the user. If you are just using one channel today and then you're adding all your budget there, that's a red flag. Today, for example, Google organic needs to maybe account for 50% of your traffic. But what don't you understand is that traffic should be triggering by other actions you're doing. So the best learning for all your listeners are, let's understand what are those channels and how do they play into your business, because that's what it matters.
All right, folks, a quick breather here. In my time building my business, I've come to a profound realization. Certain tools can be a game changer. That's why I'm excited to talk about Leadfeeder. It's a tool that helps you cut through the data and turn those website visitors into solid leads. Leadfeeder shows you which companies are checking out your site, tracking their behavior, and integrates all this with your CRM. Result? Your secret weapon for targeted lead engagement and making it easier for your team to convert website traffic into sales. Head to leadfeeder.com for a free demo and get a free extended premium trial when you let the rep know that you found about Leadfeeder through the It's Marketing's Fault podcast. All right, back to the show. That makes sense. The idea of multiple channels funneling into Google from everywhere else as opposed to focusing solely on one, because you will have hopefully you're going to have people looking for your brand in all of the places, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then there's one important thing that we'll need to understand as well, and it's the importance of the signal you're getting from different kind of levels of searches. Uh, I am passionate about making sure my brand appears with every single brand that reflects my product and my category. Today, it's a given to appear from a branded perspective. With some marketers, they're still only focusing on branded keywords, whereas you have a blue ocean with category, long tail keywords, product keywords, and that's where the real battle is. And I think that's why you need to start bringing all your attention as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. That idea of going with expanding your reach and expanding your view of what you think you need. Really, it sounds like really just doing a periodic audit to make sure that you're not restricting what's possible.
Yeah, and then you use a word that we really like here at NextNet Media, which is doing audits. Audit is like when you go to the doctor to take your blood test regularly. You need to keep doing audits every 6 months, every year, because as you may know, there are different things happening not only from your brand or from your website, but also on the Google algorithm and in the environment, in the marketing environment. So, for example, let me give you a couple of examples. Your content. You need to make sure your content is following the EE rules from Google, which is expertise, experience, authority, and your content being trustworthy. So if you are creating content today and then you're not following this rule, there's one red flag that you need to be aware of. At the same time, sometimes Google gives more attention to those websites who are having a lean page speed, which is a fast page speed. Check your page speed usually, but then also let's do an audit about your backlinks. Where are your backlinks coming from? Which are those websites that you're parenting with? I think this audit process is something that you need to do every 6 months, and then you're gonna have better next steps to keep improving. As I said earlier today, this is a marathon, so you need to keep your pace consistently to achieve your goals. And the more you do, the more you follow through that plan, the better results you're gonna get, of course.
That makes sense. That idea, every 6 months, review, make adjustments so that 18 months from now, 24 months from now, the slight corrections and adjustments will lead to major benefits, it sounds like.
Yeah, exactly. It leads to major benefits, but also leads to understand the thing that you should do better and the new things you need to improve, plus the new things that the marketing technology will make you do. Because this marketing environment is growing and changing every single day. A few weeks ago, early in March, Google pushed the new algorithm update, and different websites were penalized because there were maybe abusing of AI, maybe they were repurposing their domains, and they were doing other things that the algorithm doesn't allow it anymore. That's why you need to come to experts like us. We'll tell you the things you need to improve. We'll tell you how to get better at. We'll give you, let's say, a preparation plan for your marathon, and you'll do it with us. And that makes total sense because at the end of the day, in 6, 7 months, you're gonna see all the progress shifting in a positive way for your business. Because at the end of the day, none of this will make sense if your business doesn't grow. and we want businesses to grow as well.
Absolutely. And that kind of leads into NextNet Media. So what is NextNet Media?
So NextNet Media, it's a holding company and the powerhouse of more than 200,000 business success stories. NextNet Media
Wow.
was created and founded here in St. Petersburg, Florida. Currently, we have 7 different companies underneath the NextNet Media umbrella. I would say
Wow.
we are the number one company all around the world in backlinks and SEO when we add all the different business units. And in NextNet
Wow.
Media and through NextNet Media, we are serving different clients or different avatars. We're serving SMBs. We connect with different brands from top 1500 or more if you want, Fortune
Wow.
500, and you name it. But we also connect with resellers. That means agencies and SEO agencies and advertising agencies that they don't want to increase their net income. They want to increase their income by outsourcing SEO to us, and they come to us and we help them grow as well. So Nextnet Media is just that powerhouse for those brands as well. And then we have pretty much a 24 hour per day operation, 7 days a week, because we have team members in Australia, in the UK, in Europe, here in the United States. So pretty much we cover all around the world.
Wow. So it sounds like basically any customer size, you are able to
Yeah.
work with them and walk through this journey with them from the SEO perspective, from a backlink perspective, with just getting more efficient and knowing what they need to do going forward.
Yeah, we also help you from a content perspective as well. And when it comes to content, we help you also use AI in your favor. So we have different content products that use AI as well. But at the end of the day, we explain to your users how to keep a balance. Because as you may know, we are going through a content inflation. That means if my competitor is using or creating 80 articles a day, I could create 100. And then my competitor could create another 200. But the problem is some of those people are creating content for the sake of creating content because maybe that content will never be read. We advise our clients how the content strategy should look like. We have something we call the topical authority, which is we give the overall keyword strategy, how to vectorize those keywords into multiple phrases, into multiple places in your website. And we can help you create the content, we execute it with you, or we can advise you how to do it as well with other technologies.
Wow. That's phenomenal. Just being able to work with them either to advise or to create content that fits with their business, their niche, their keywords, so that it works better for them. I like that term, the content inflation. I have not heard that phrase before, but it captures it beautifully.
Yeah, and then that's the problem. I think, and this is something that I've been talking to colleagues. I'm a professor in different universities, and today we are giving more attention to the technology rather than to what the user needs. And yeah, we
Mm.
need to produce content, but we need to produce quality content. But sometimes we just think we're gonna create a content for the robot purpose, and we need to make sure we're connecting the content with the experience and expertise our brands have, plus the possibility of making you rank on Google. Let me give you an example. A few weeks ago, I was talking to a former client and a prospect client as well, and they were also mentioning the same topic. They needed more SMEs, which is subject matter expertise writers, to talk about their brands and their products, because they realize that they need to have that level of expertise in the way they write about their products. So they couldn't do it through technology or AI. They should do it through a human basis process. And at the end of the day, they can't find a company who does both or who can guide them into that way. We take place and we guide our clients to do it. But the most important part is we advise our clients on what's the best balance between backlinks, content, technical actions, video, and other products as well. So I think it's just an overall of understanding that it's not only about doing one tactic, it's just a combination of multiple efforts to accomplish what you want to have in terms of your business, which is growth, but we tell you how to do it as well.
I love that. It's that holistic approach, which is often either ignored, overlooked. It doesn't come up that often. But the way you're talking about it is you're looking at it very much overall in that holistic perspective, which it has to give a better result to these businesses then.
Yeah, the holistic approach is important. I've seen multiple brands failing because they just want to do one playbook or one action, and they just isolate other channels, or they might forget about the channels. I understand we need to be able to laser focus on those who are going to bring the results, but we can't maybe isolate channels because they don't bring transaction. We need to understand what's the role of that channel and that approach into your business. Is it a combination between programmatic buying and SEO? Let's understand that connection. Is there any correlation between TV advertising that you're doing and SEO? Let's understand that one. Is there any correlation between what the market is saying in general about your brand and the user is expressing this through different searches? We help you understand that as well. So I think it's a very exciting process, and I really like what we do, especially when it comes to marketing, because this is marketing. It's understanding the user needs, it's understanding how they find us, and what are there moments that we can go and fill with our information about the brand. But sometimes we just think this is just a machine process, and it's not. It's just understanding the human behavior, which is pretty much what marketing is.
It is. It is all about psychology. And it sounds like you're pulling data from just a lot of different sources, both hard data. It sounds like, even more soft data where it's conversational. How does that work? And obviously you don't want to give away, the method of what goes behind it, but I'm curious as to like what kind of data sources do you use to figure this out? Because it sounds incredibly needed, but incredibly complex too.
Yeah. So let me give you this. I'll answer this question in two different buckets. I'm going to answer the first one is the way I do it as a CMO for brands I work with. Pretty much we are heavily focused on first-party data and second-party data. First-party data, for those who don't know out there, is just the data that we collect in our platforms, meaning in our websites. That's the username, name, surname, email, phone number. The idea of the first-party data is to keep enriching that data so I can get more information about you every time you interact with the brand. So after a couple of weeks, couple of months that you've been interacting with me, I can know that you, Eric, live in this city, you like this kind of searches, you execute your business like this. So I get to know more about you. So I turn those signals into actions from a marketing standpoint. Second party data is when I have different partnerships from other companies' first party data. So for example, I can do a partnership with a review company so I can understand who's looking at the category, and then I use my brand knowledge so we connect with that customer that's out there to present a specific offering. From a B2B perspective, that's pretty much the two main signals. We don't do any third-party data since we are going through the cookieless change that's happening as we speak. But first-party data and second-party data, that's something important as well. Now, let's understand this in the way we help companies to increase their SEO presence. The first thing we do is we understand what's your backlink profiling, and we understand how you're pacing against your competitors. We call this a link gap analysis. So pretty much we have different technologies that shows us signals that we can compare your website to other websites and say, well, you have an opportunity here. If you want to beat your competitors, you need to do this kind of actions. The second part is we partner with companies like Href or SEMrush as well, just to understand what's the volume of data getting from different signals and from different keywords. Then we connect with our clients' Google Search Engine Console because we want to understand what's the volume of searches that the brand is getting for both brand and non-branded keywords. And all those little signals, we just put it in a plan. And we say, okay, the first 3 months we need to focus on maybe preparing your website. So let's do this technical SEO audit. Maybe the second half of the year, we need to start creating more content, and you're going to start ranking and increasing your rankings in 20 keywords like this. And then your overall search volume is going to increase 2, 3, 4x. So we can predict that these kind of actions, and that's the plan we put out there for our clients.
Wow, that excuse me, that is thorough. That is measured in terms of you're not trying to fix everything at once. and it covers the gamut of how to improve their websites and how to improve their SEO over time. That's phenomenal. It
Yeah,
really is.
and then also, Eric, when our client is measuring the organic efforts, and then we know for a fact that most of our clients are creating other actions through paid advertising,
Mm.
through influencer marketing, through traditional advertising as well. And then you combine all of this, you start to understand like, okay, you're creating awareness, and then the user is going to do this kind of actions from an organic
Mm.
perspective, and boom, there's some when you start seeing progress on your website. And then also you need to start understanding what's the increase from a quality perspective from your website. It's not all about
Mm.
only always about quantity, just to make
Mm.
sure we bring the right fit client
Yeah.
to your business, to your website. And I think this is something that you shouldn't stop doing it. Every year you need to do more actions, because maybe sometimes people think, okay, I've done 6, 7 months of SEO, good results. I think I need to pause it and shift this money towards another channel. Guess what? Your competitor is not non-stopping until they're gonna get you. And then a couple of weeks later down the road, they're gonna be like, wow, we used to be in these first positions with these keywords, and we're not anymore. The
Mm.
thing is, yeah, you stop your race, and then your competitor keep running. So I
Mm.
think that's why I always say this is a marathon, and then a marathon with different intel and different signals that you're gonna be just making sure you piece yourself better every other month, and that's how you get it done.
That makes sense, and that it's a long journey. It's a marathon, and it's the consistency that makes it work. That consistent work, the consistent effort to make sure that you are being efficient, that you're doing the best for your business. Then.
Yeah, and then at the end of the day, we also need the client's feedback as well. We have their
Mm.
access to their analytics platforms. We show them, if you have, for example, different locations all around the world, we show you what's the threats you have around your business, because other
Mm.
companies are also bidding on those terms. And it's just being transparent in the way we report is one of our pillars. But at the same time, our clients tell us what they've seen and what performance increase they've had. And once we start working like this, it's going to be an exponential growth. So we like to work like hand to hand with our clients, all hands on deck, and that's how you achieve success. And that's what pretty much NextNet Media and all of our brands have been doing for the past 10 years.
Wow. Well, let's just jump into one of the brands specifically. What is the Hoth?
So the HUD is it stands for hit them over the head. We always say hit them over the head with good service, with caring, with great results. And this is like one of the most important brands we have at Next Media, because here we connect with those three avatars at the same time. We connect with small businesses from different industries, from the health industry, from realtors, lawyers, you name it, like different SMBs can come
Mm.
to us, and we provide subscriptions for them, services and a la carte services that they can buy starting at like $500 or $1,000. Also, we work with brands, with different brands. Like I can't say some of those names because of the
Mm.
different contracts we've signed, but different Fortune 500 brands have come to work with us, and then agencies also come here to resell our services. And I wanna talk about more about the agency relationships,
Mhm.
because it's not only like we have the big seven groups like the WPPs of the world, but we also have small boutique agencies that they are worried about hiring more people to do SEO.
Mm.
So what they do is they have great strategists on their side. They come to us and we help them fulfill everything for their clients. We provide a white glove action for them, and we help them to perform and achieve more results, and then they don't have to pay anything extra, just the different contracts or the different programs or plans we give them. And I've talked to different agency owners, and they see a great increase on their net income level, because at the end of the day, they have a partner, which is us, when it comes to SEO. They don't need to hire anybody. They don't need to pay insurance. They don't need to pay bonuses. They just keep everything in their side. They only pay us for the different things we fulfill. So I think that makes a total sense. So if you are an agency that are struggling with SEO fulfillment, the Hot is that brand for you to come here, and we can help you grow as well.
I love that, and that's a great option for those agencies because, like you say, it's everyone is limited on resources. And if they can get that SEO work from you, and with your expertise, with everything that you have, it makes so much sense to just resell your services and let you handle what you do best, so that they can work on the other, so that they can do other things with that client.
Yeah, and also sometimes like a business owner in a small agency, they will be thinking, "Wow, I need to buy so many tools just to
Mm.
provide a great SEO service. I might not have the budget. I only have a few clients." Come to us and we provide those reports. We have a great dashboard that we show every little thing that's happening with your brand, and you don't have to
Wow.
buy extra tools. We have pretty much everything for you. So I think also it makes them look better when in front of their client. And if my client looks better in front of their client, we look even better. So that's
Mm.
something that's important for us.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because it's not simply the work involved. It's the tools, it's the data, it's the software, it's all of those things that because that's what you specialize in. The scalability for you, it's just part of it. If an agency is trying to do that, that can be a completely new expense, for tools, for people. It can be really substantial for them, and so much easier just to reach out to you.
Yeah, and then also don't forget sometimes you have in your business turnover and people changing jobs very frequently,
Uh,
especially in the advertising side.
mhm,
So again, the knowledge is here in the company, so that if you have, I don't know, for any reason your stuff is changing and you can't
mhm,
keep track of the same knowledge, you can come to us because at the end of the day, the knowledge is going to live in the dashboard, in our campaign
mhm.
managers, and we can provide that for you as well. So I think it's just for that agency owner to think, how do I make sure I create great service to my clients? I
Mhm.
don't spend too much money in extra costs, and I have a fulfillment reliable partner. When you
Mhm.
put all those through at the same time, the answer is the heart, and that's why we thrive with agencies as well.
Oh, that makes sense. I had not thought about that, but yeah, the turnover, in agencies is pretty significant, from year to year. And so having confidence that the expertise, the experience, the history with any one client is going to be there, the next year, right? They don't have to worry about you going anywhere like they might with
Exactly.
internal people.
And even though if they have different changes on their teams, everything that's happening at the campaign level, it's really in your profile, in your
Mhm.
dashboard, and we have track of everything. So
Oh,
let's
wow.
say for any reason the agency changed the whole staff and they don't
Mhm.
know what happened to the client in the past, they come to us and we have all day by day everything that happened. So
Wow.
they will never lose any track history, they will never lose any valuable data. We'll provide all the signals for them.
Wow. That is phenomenal. That is phenomenal. And so let me just take a slight tangent, and you mentioned earlier backlinks, and you kind of gone into some detail on backlinks. For everybody listening, how do backlinks work, and how do they help build your authority and drive that organic traffic?
I'm glad you asked this question, Eric. And backlinks pretty much is a very simple concept. It's just those websites who are pointing your domain from their website to yours. So on
Okay.
Google size, that's the keyword here is relevance and authority. So for on Google side, they say, okay, if let's say Eric's website has different domains coming from, I don't know, like important newspapers, magazines,
Mhm.
blogs, thought leadership portals. They're pointing Eric's website from there. They say, "Oh, that's a good signal because that means Eric has authority. Eric is
Okay.
relevant. Eric's website is relevant. Also has experience." So it's a very important factor to
Mhm.
start increasing your online rankings. But remember, it's not about increasing rankings from your keywords from a brand perspective. It's from like a long tail and a
Mhm.
category level. Now, there are different ways to do it. We partner with multiple different websites all around the world in all niche categories, and we help the client make backlinks simple, and they just need to tell us what kind of backlink they want from a domain authority perspective or a domain rating perspective. Those two numbers will measure if we are partnered with the right domain and the right business to create the backlink for you. So these numbers go from 20 to 100. The 20 is the cheapest one, but you can go and get something on a 80 or 90, which is the most expensive, but the most important ones as well. So we can do a mix for you. And we're going to see, like, you're going to get quality backlinks that are indexed in your website. And when you search for your brand term, you're going to see not only your website, when you search for the category keyword as well, you're going to see your website, but also you might see other domains that are pointing to your website. So at the end of the day, it gives Google an assurance that your website is legit, that your website has the right content, and it's going to start helping you increase actions. But again, this is a long-term game. If you do backlinks for a month and then you forget about it, you won't see any changes. Let me give you a story from for one of our accounts I used to have in the past. They were doing like different backlinks actions for a specific time. They were performing great, and the marketing manager said, "Oh, I think we just reached our peak, and I'm happy with the results. So I am gonna pull off all the investment because I need now to do advertising." We're okay. We don't recommend this, but you're free to do it. 3 months down the road, the marketing manager called me saying like, "I don't know what happened, but in 3 months I lost everything that I've worked with you guys." Because again, this is just, we need to keep building your interest every single day, every single week. So we also provide recommendation on how to allocate those backlinks, because some companies might not deliver those with a great quality, but also might deliver them through a PBN or something that might not be providing the best quality. So we have quality backlinks that index in all our different brands, and this is going to help your brand. So I think after everything that's been happening with the algorithm update on Google every year, especially this one from March of this year, we believe, and we still seeing like the best signal and the best actions to keep growing your websites through backlinks, and of course through content and other actions. But backlinks is the backbone of our long-term positioning on the search engine level. So that's why that's something we do here, and we have different experts that are more than happy to connect with everyone who's listening today.
Wow, that's fascinating. So as companies work with you on backlink, about getting those backlinks set up, it sounds like that on a monthly basis you're evaluating what are the best options, what are the best opportunities, are what the backlinks that are in existence the best ones for this particular brand. You're just validating that as you go. Is when you set up a backlink, it sounds then like it's not a set it up and forget it type of thing. It's just a set it up and then monitor it going forward. Is that true?
It's true, and I will add another part, which is monitor, set it, and build upon it. Like you need to keep building upon what you're creating. You shouldn't be allocating backlinks for the sake of allocating them. You need to have a plan. If you're gonna use this amount of category websites, you need to understand that your website needs to have that content you're talking in other websites, because we've seen bad practices, like maybe I get a backlink in a website that's not my niche, and when the user clicks, I don't have any information about it. So again, this is just a relevance action. Is you need to make sure that everything you are trying to build from a backlink perspective, you do have it on your website. So again, it makes sense between the backlink and the website. So that's part. And the second is just monitoring, seeing how long it's going to take you to rank, and then providing adjustments to the process, but also keep working every day. It's like doing abs. It's like going to the gym. Maybe you want to get your muscles in a certain way in 1 week. No, it's gonna take you 3-4 months down the road. But it's just keep working, keep working. Do not hesitating to say, oh, maybe this is not the right way. This is the right way. But you need to keep working on. Otherwise, maybe you will never see results.
And that's a beautiful example with working out, because it doesn't happen immediately. And I appreciate you going and describing how you have to build on it. So just establishing backlinks 1 month doesn't solve the problem. It just gets you to a certain point, and you will probably atrophy over time just because you need to maintain and keep building.
Yeah, and then Eric, I think also I've seen different clients abusing of backlinks, not with us, but they're like, I want to buy 2,000 and just put it on one page. And then that's not a good practice. That could be perceived as a bad practice on Google's eyes. So we need to have a balance between what you want to achieve and how you do it on your website. You shouldn't be pointing everything to one landing page because it's gonna be like easy to understand that this is not a good tactic. We just need to make sure like we match your content, your products, and the backlinks on the different websites we work with. This is a great merge when we do it like that. But if you are expecting or you're thinking that this is just about volume and nonsense volume every other month, forget about it. This isn't gonna move the needle at all. That's why we have other actions. We have content actions. We have infographics that we can put together. We do the technical analysis just to make sure that your website is looking in a great shape. Because again, going back to this analogy of working out, you could be doing lifting weights every day, but maybe you realize that maybe you're sick and then your shoulder maybe is not working well. You can keep doing it, but then you need to fix your shoulder before keep working. So we provide these kind of actions, and then we provide those analysis. And connecting to our earlier points of the conversation is just the audit. That's why the importance of doing audits every 6 months, because you never know what's going to happen or what could be broken from time to time. So that's why a partnering with a company like NextNet Media or like Hot or AB or the others, authority builders, it's important because we provide, we're your doctors there. We provide solutions. We make sure you take the labs on time. We make sure you fix those little things that you need to get better at. That's why you come here for help.
And so then it sounds like with sort of that SEO efficiency, with the backlink efficiency, as you build it up, as it gets more fine tuned and you're sort of layering it on, then it should then lead to more sales because you have the right people finding their website and their information versus very much a scattered approach where you don't know if the right, where volume doesn't fix the problem. It has to be the right numbers, right?
Yeah, but I want to set the expectation here because we also need some help from the client, from your website. Because let me give you this example. I can bring tons of people to your house, but if your house maybe is messy, you don't have any room available, all the doors are closed, maybe it's raining inside, like there's leaking, people are gonna leave because they're like, oh, I don't like this experience. We need to make sure your website has the best experience to please everyone who's coming from different sources, to make sure you turn them into a sale. Because remember, it's not only, this is just 50% of the job done. The rest is you turning those visits into transactions, turning those visits into leads, turning those visits into a next action that provides value for your business. But that's something that we do together because we don't build the website for you. We just help you be noticed. We help you increase the rankings. We help you get more traffic. But it's your website that needs to be in a great shape from a conversion rate optimization perspective, just to turn them into a great and more sales as well. Some people think that by doing SEO only, they're going to just increase their sales. Well, the answer is yes, you're going to do it. But you need to make sure also to put some effort on your website to make sure the payment platform works, to make sure you accept Apple Pay, Google Pay, to make sure you have delivery included in your different products, or that you have different actions to make sure that transaction doesn't leave the website. So that's something that we also advise our clients, but you need to be very aware because backlinks, SEO, that's only 50% of the job done.
And I appreciate that because it's you do the SEO part, but then the business actually has to make it easy for their customer to do business with.
Yeah.
Right? They have to make it easy for them to pay them and engage with them. And I think sometimes that is lost. I think people forget that.
Yeah, and then sometimes and this is a regular thing that happens on a day-to-day basis here at NextNet Media, we also advise our clients. We say, well, with the current performance and the current state of your website, we don't recommend you getting on any other SEO action yet because first you need to fix your website. Yes, I know we won't be collecting that money or that contract, but it's better in the long term because we provide real expectations to their users. And for those who are listening today, make sure you get the right expectation from your SEO partner. Because again, sometimes you have an expectation of increasing everything in 1 month, but you never know how your website looks like. You never know it from a technical perspective. There are errors. Sometimes I've seen clients that they prefer to rebuild their website because everything that they found is just falling apart. So I think that's something that you need to be aware of as well.
Now, is that something you would work with them on? I know you wouldn't do the website construction, but if they said, hey, we know our website has major issues, can you give us suggestions? What do we need to do based on the
Yeah.
information you're seeing and make the adjustments accordingly?
Yeah, for example, the Hub has a great product that's called Technical SEO Audit. So pretty much we break down all the actions from your website in three buckets: the
Okay.
red bucket, the yellow bucket, and the green bucket. The red one is everything that needs immediate attention. That if you don't do it and you don't fix it, your website is gonna suffer forever and ever. Yellow, it's something like, oh, it's something that we can fix in the next 6 to 12 months, but it's not a big issue. And green means everything that you're doing great.
Okay.
We go over and over every single URL of your website. So if your website
Wow.
has 20,000 URLs, we will analyze those 20,000 URLs with a human component. It's not with a tool, it's with a human component because we need to understand what's causing the problem. And then we just provide a comprehensive report that we send to our client. We send every URL analysis. We group all those errors into those three categories, and then we advise on the next step as well. So that's something that works very well. And then we've seen happy clients, first of all, but second, clients achieving their goals because they understand what they need to fix. And that's a good one.
That's amazing because yeah, if you know what to fix, if it's in the red, yellow, green, you know to focus on the reds. You've got a list to work from. You're not just saying, oh, your website's not efficient. Oh, you need to fix a few things. You're giving specifics and you're showing the why behind them. So it's very actionable for them.
Yeah, exactly. And then at least we provide to the client the reason why maybe past experiences didn't work, or maybe things that they need to address that they never thought of. Two, every time I really like this technical audit, and I like to review with the team. And the top three errors we always see from clients. Number one, your page speed is affecting your website. It's
Okay.
taking more than 30 seconds to load the website. That's a big issue, especially on mobiles or on tablets. So we say, hey, you have different actions from from a page speed perspective. The second error that we always see is duplicated content. So sometimes clients in the maybe the rush to keep increasing their rankings, they use duplicate content from other pages. That could be penalized by Google. You need to be aware that duplicating content is not the best way for them
Uh,
to increase rankings. And the third major issue we see is uh, not enough backlinks or not quality backlinks pointing to your website, because we also analyzed every single backlink you have, and then they're like, we can tell the client like you're getting backlinks from sources that they don't have anything to deal with your business. So if your business is about taking care of cats and taking care of dogs, you're getting a backlink from websites that are talking about taking care of a car, which
uh,
is two completely different things. That's also going to affect you. So that's the kind of like guidance we provide. And of course, there are like different ones: redirects, 301, 404, you name it. But these are like the three most common ones we've seen.
yeah, that's fascinating. Just for all of the things that could go wrong or be wrong, the idea that your page speed is slow, being one of the top ones. I don't know that always registers with people. Or maybe they just think, well, the website's fine. That's not something I need to work on. Is that sort of like eye opening for some people?
Yeah, because something like, and this is part of our creative messaging from the hub in particular, we're trying to make Google rankings made simple. That's as simple as that. It has to be something simple.
Mm-hmm.
You don't worry about the technicalities, don't worry about the technical actions. Give it to us because we can make it very simple for you. So when, just to answer to your question, we've seen clients that they didn't know they had these issues. And the question we always get, or the answer we always get is, we've been doing this really bad for the last 2 years and we weren't aware of.
Wow.
And then we say like, yeah, that's normal. So it's an eye opening. Sometimes some clients they already know, but they just want to make sure their hypotheses are corrected by uh, a professional like us. And sometimes clients are like, yeah, I don't know what we did. We just make different mistakes. Help us. So yeah, it's why eye opening, but also we provide a solution immediately. It's not like we don't tell you how to fix it. We say like, this is how you fix it, and then I think that makes our partnership even better because at least we are starting to work with our clients from the very beginning when we tell them this is going to take a while. You're making these mistakes, but we have the solution for you. This is how we're gonna address it together. So yeah, that's pretty much how we do it.
Yeah, that action step, that roadmap, that takes anxiety away. It lowers the
Yeah,
fear. It's like, okay, I've got this laundry list of things that we need to do. It shows that you know what you're doing. It shows that it's not like some type of mystery or black box sort of fix. It's like we're just going to take these one at a time, and then 3 months down the road, they will see the improvement.
yeah, exactly. And then again, if you're a business owner, and then you have to deal with different things from your business perspective, one of the things you need to do is just hand off SEO to us. You're gonna be is stress free. You just need to get on the phone calls with us on a weekly, monthly basis just to understand your progress. We tell you what we're doing, but again, as a business owner, you shouldn't be worrying about multiple things from your business. You need just to make sure you work with experts like us, and you have a plan at least. And this is just in life. If you know why you're failing and you know the different things you need to improve, all you need is to have a plan and just make it and execute upon the plan. And that's why we're here for them.
It's true. It's just have a plan and then work to plan. But without a plan, you're just drifting in the wind. You are just lost. You don't know what to do, and at that
Yeah,
point, you're guessing.
yeah, exactly. And then sometimes it's like, what's your North Star? What's that? What's the plan gonna take you? Again, it's not about doing automatic tasks like placing backlinks. That's what clients think, or doing content, or just changing little things here. No, it's just to have a plan and have a plan to have an purpose and execution, but also that the execution is it's coming from a authority in the environment because otherwise you might you can lose your money. But that's why we're here to help those clients.
That is that is excellent information. If you're listening, definitely take this to heart. Before we wrap up, Max, one takeaway you'd like to leave the audience with. Maybe they're hearing this for the first time. Maybe they just haven't taken action. Any takeaways you'd like to leave them with?
I think the most important takeaway for all the listeners today is you need to understand that SEO is the backbone of your success from a website perspective. SEO needs to represent at least 50% of your traffic on a monthly
Wow.
basis. And if you're not getting those numbers today, come visit us. Go to nextnetmedia.com and pick up one of our brands and we'll help you there. But also, you need to understand that in order to achieve 50% of your SEO traffic or your traffic coming from SEO efforts, you need a plan and you need to plan this in the next 6 to 12 months. If someone is promising you immediate actions or rankings on Google on month one, watch out there because this is not the way it should look like.
Hmm.
SEO, it's an everyday work process. It's an everyday action. So if you think that it's gonna be like a paid media, like you just buy a specific amount of dollars on one channel and then you increase your traffic, this is not like this. This is more about quality first of all, but also understanding how your brand fits in that ecosystem of searches. From technology, from AI, or from channels like Google, we can help you. Come to us and let's figure out your SEO roadmap for the next 12 months as well.
I love it. So if you're listening, make sure to reach out to Max. Max, if people want to know more about you, contact NextNet Media. Where would you like them to go? Could you repeat that address?
Yes, they can go to nextnetmedia.com, nextnetmedia.com. And if you want to talk to me and then have some questions about SEO, about marketing channels, omnichannel marketing, data analytics, you can find me on LinkedIn on Max Gomez Montejo, Gomez with a Z as in zebra. and I'll be more than happy to connect with you and answer your questions there.
Excellent. So if you're listening, I'm going to put all those links in the show notes. Definitely check out NextNet Media. Definitely reach out to Max. Max, this has been a wonderful conversation. I've learned so much from what you have shared. Thanks for joining me today.
Eric, thank you for having me today. I have a blast, and hopefully we can connect soon again.
I would love that.